Welcome to my YouTube channel and thank you for liking and subscribing below. I'm sure you've heard many people say, please don't worry about what you think other people are thinking about you. It's excellent advice, and here's an energetic reason why. You have this stunning aura, we all do, that surrounds us like an eggshell. It's divided into 7 layers. From a textbook perspective, we will talk about it in terms of feet. Like the whole entire auric field is 7 feet, let's say, in diameter, although it's kind of oval, it's not fully round. In truth, the auric field can extend 3 city blocks. In fact, it's better that it does. You want the auric field to be really big around you because then you have a lot of real estate where you could pull in subatomic particles that can continue to feed your auric field and your physical form. So it's really good to have a large aura. And individuals allow their aura to be large when they're not in fear, when they're relaxed, when they feel good about themselves, when they're happy, when they trust the process, life, themselves. That's what allows the auric field to expand. But for today's conversation, I want to talk about the 7th layer of the auric field. So the very last layer, which could be 3 city blocks away from you, or it could be, 7 feet away from you. It's considered a structured field. All the layers of the aura are divided into structured and unstructured fields, meaning that the structured fields have grid lines in them. They kind of look like beams of light or almost like wire that's kind of holding the beautiful field together. The grid lines extend vertically and horizontally in a round sort of object. And the 7th layer of the auric field is gold. And it can be antique gold or 22 karat gold or some variation of gold. It's different for each person because there's a word on the 7th layer of the auric field. And the word is individualization. When you look at the aura, every field is either structured or unstructured, and every field has a word or a phrase on it. And individualization, the last field in your aura, the one that's closest to creation, the universe, God, singing to the heavens for you all the time, is asking you to be yourself, to not care what other people think about you, to certainly not project your insecurities onto others and then think that that's what other people are thinking about you. It's asking you to be unique, to come up with your own ideas, your own frame of reference, your own joys, happiness. It's asking you to do that because if you do, that is when you are closest to your God self or your source self, your goddess self. Is when you individualize, and not from a place of anger or frustration or betrayal, or I'm not going to be like anybody else because everybody sucks. Not from that type of energy, but from a place of allowing the natural process of your knowingness and your consciousness to come forward, where you get authentic ideas and unique ways of experiencing life. Imagine how the world would be if we were all like that, if we all individuated. And to individualize means you don't care what other people think about you, not just in the negative sense, but also in the positive sense. Because if we are dependent upon people liking us and appreciating us and valuing us in order to feel good or to feel that we're good enough, then that's not authentic either. So it doesn't mean that we are going to say, don't say nice things about me. No, we can be gracious and say thank you, but not allow that to be such an important factor that it's the only way we're getting validation. You want to get validation from yourself, from your connection to the multisensory world. That's the best consciousness and validation you're ever going to get, is in this union with your higher self, which of course has a lot to do with the 7th layer of your auric field. And yes, don't listen to people who are mean or unkind or critical. It has nothing to do with you, except if you have a highly critical, self-critical mind, then you may attract people who are also critical towards you because they're just mirroring what you're saying unconsciously or silently to yourself all day long. When we individualize, that means we become our highest form of existence, wherever we live in the cosmos. That is when you discover your natural gifts and talents. And everyone is talented. And as individuals individuate even more, they have more talents. They never stop happening. They keep growing. You get surprised, like, oh, You can write, you can do art, you can be a great accountant, you can travel the world with grace. You have a beautiful way to create wealth that sings to your soul. It just never ends. It just keeps growing and growing and growing, because when you first became a being of light, that's how we're really born. Being born in the human world is not our true birth. That's just a way to get into the physical form. But when you were really born into existence, you were a ball of fire that emerged from a bigger ball of fire, which I consider God, creation source. And so you are God, creation source as well. And the fire, every ball of fire is very unique, came from inspiration and joy. And if you allow yourself to not listen to the opinions of others, then you will begin to identify with the uniqueness of who you are. And if everyone on the planet did that, we would be richly rewarded. There's a lot of intelligence and genius and magnificence floating on this planet, but somewhat detached from the consciousness of humanity. So may you embrace the seventh layer of your auric field. May you ignore the comments of others. May you not be affected by the comments of others to any significant degree, but may you be extremely affected by your connection to your higher self, to creation. May you hear, see, and feel the love from the divine all day long, constantly. That's what happens when intuitives connect to the multisensory world. It can be a tearjerker. You start to feel and hear how much the universe loves you. It's really quite remarkable and incredible. And that's how you know you're also communicating, because it's done in such a loving way. May you always feel that. May you be confident in who you are. May you adore and cherish yourself always, no matter what. And may the seventh layer of your auric field surprise you and delight you and get very big and remind you of your individualization. Have a great day. Bye-bye.